Hello students, today is my fourth lecture of chapter number 3 of your OC, uh, that is entrepreneurship development. Last day we have learned with the meaning and characteristics of entrepreneurship. Today we will start with process of entrepreneurship development. So how the entrepreneurship development is done, it can be done by two ways. Like first one is training and second is entrepreneurship development program. So the first one, that is training. The traditional school of thought has been thinking that entrepreneurs are born and not made, whereas the modern observation mentions that some entrepreneurs may be born, but a large number of them can be made by education and training. Hence, today there is a need of training to produce eligible future entrepreneurs. So, here the traditional school of thought means what? Usually, it is said that entrepreneurs are born and not made, means there is no need of training as per the traditional thought. But now, as per the modern observation, it seems that some entrepreneurs may be born, but many of them require training and education, right? So today there in, in this business environment, we need training, we need entrepreneurs to be trained so that they can be produced as they can be produced to become eligible future entrepreneurs. Now training is a scheme of instruction which is planned, systematic, consistent, pervasive, and monitored to measure its effectiveness. It is an integral input of managerial development. So, what is training? Training is a scheme of instruction which is planned. Means trainings include instructions which is already planned, what is to be done first, then what is to be done next, then after that. It is not the decisions are taken at the same time. So it's basically an instructions and which is already planned. Then it is in systematic manner, right? Then it is consistent. Consistent means all over it is required. Then pervasive means it motivate the entrepreneurs to complete the training. Then it is monitored to measure its effectiveness. It means what? It also sees that the training schedule also sees that ki, what is the measure, means after having the training, what the entrepreneur has acquired, which knowledge has been acquired by the entrepreneur, how at what level it has been effective. So this training program, it is an integral input of manager development. Whenever an employee join in a business or in an organization, so the manager, whoever is the management, who are in the management, or whoever are the manager of that department which he has joined, they usually provide him training. Okay, so training broadens the vision of entrepreneurs by providing them suitable opportunities for an interchange of experience within and outside an industry. It builds necessary skills of new entrepreneurs. It imparts knowledge of marketing of goods, production methods, consumers, education, etc. Training exposes an entrepreneur to the latest development which can directly or indirectly affects him. So here, see what it has been said, that training helps in broadening the vision of entrepreneurs. How their vision is broadened? By giving them suitable opportunities, by telling them what is the opportunities in the market for them and how they can you make use of it, right? Then they are given the experience inside and outside an industry. Then it also helps to bring the skills of new entrepreneur, right? Sometimes they may not be knowing of their skills, but by the way of the training, they may be able to know their strength and weaknesses, and they can work on their strength and they can build their skills. And it also imparts them the knowledge of marketing of goods, how goods has to be marketed, what are the different production methods. Then they also make them understand how about the consumer, that is consumer education is given to them. Now training exposes an entrepreneur to the latest development. Whenever he takes the training, it means that he has been given the latest development, what is there in the market, which directly or indirectly affects him. So training becomes a very important process of entrepreneurship development. With the help of training, there can be minimization of excessive scraps, defective outputs, and wastages in the production process. Training helps in improving overall efficiency of an entrepreneur. So why this training is important? Because it helps in minimization, यानी कम होगा. क्या कम होगा? Excessive scraps. Scrap पता है सबको, right? Scrap कम होगा. अगर ज़्यादा excessive means if the scrap was excessive is in large quantity before, after training it can be reduced, can be minimized. Then defective outputs. If the right production is used, things are done in a right manner, then the output will be good, right? So there can be less output, defective output, and wastages. Wastages of human resources or any other resources will be less in the production process. So with the help of training, these three things can be achieved. Training helps in improving overall efficiency of an entrepreneur. The process of training helps an entrepreneur to accept new technology, team spirit, standardization, reduces fatigue, minimize industrial accidents, etc. Some method of training are lecture method, demonstration method, individual instructions, group instructions, meeting, conference, seminars, etc. So the process of whenever an entrepreneur does the training, it will help him to accept new technology, then team spirit, then standardization. We have already learned in last two chapters about standardization. What is standardization? To give some standards to each and every activity, so that we can find the deviation between the standard activity and the actual output, right? So standardization, training will help entrepreneur to accept the standardization, and it will help to reduce fatigue, right? That is, he will be more innovative than industrial accidents, because when right process of production or any production is used, then there will be less industrial accidents. Now this training is an integral part, as we have learned in the last para. Integral part means it is given inside the organization only. So it can be done by various ways, like lecture method. Lecture method means what? A lecture is given to the entrepreneur. Or demonstration method means, and practically they will demonstrate what is to be done, what is not to be done. Then individual instruction. In this, only a single person will be given the instruction. Then group instruction means some group of workers will be taken together, and then the instructions will be given. Then meetings, by doing meetings, by attending conferences and seminars. So training can be given in any of these ways. So first process of entrepreneurship development is training. Now coming to the second one, entrepreneurship development programs. This is also called as EDP, that is for entrepreneurship, D for development and P for programs. An entrepreneurship development program has been defined as a program designed to help a person in strengthening his entrepreneurial motive and in acquiring skills and capabilities necessary for playing his entrepreneurial role effectively. So, what is EDP? It is defined as a program designed to help a person in strengthening his entrepreneurial motive and in acquiring skills and capabilities. So, to strength, to know his strength. It's a basically, first of all, it is a program. So it helps the person, whoever does this EDP, that is this program, he will be able to strengthen his entrepreneurship motives. Like, what is his motive? How he has to behave. They will make them understand what are the characteristics of entrepreneurship, right? And then it will help him to acquire skills and capabilities which are actually necessary for playing his entrepreneur role efficiently, right? And like last day we have learned that entrepreneurship it should be there should be innovation, then there should be continuous development, right? Then he should always collect the new information regarding the market and should be ready to change as per the customer's need. He should ready to change the existing product, as well as he should try to make new products, right? So these are some of the things which helps which helps entrepreneur if he attends this EDP program. Now, EDP is a device through which people with latent entrepreneurial traits are identified, motivated to take up new industrial venture, trained in managing the unit, and guided in all aspects of starting a venture or an enterprise. So it's a device, means by way of this EDP, what is done, the entrepreneurs, they first identify those people who want to become the entrepreneur. First thing is identification of such people who want to become entrepreneurs. Once they are identified, then they are motivated to take up the new industrial venture. Ideas are supplied to them, training is given to them, and they are asked to take up, come up, come up with new ideas and take up some new industrial venture to start some new business. Then they are trained in managing the unit. Then the training is provided, whatever idea, whatever industrial venture they want to take, then training will be given as per that, and they will be trained in managing their unit, right? And then they are guided in all aspects of starting a venture enterprise, and guidance is given to them in all the aspects. There are various aspects like production, finance, right, human resource. So they are guided in all these aspects which are needed for starting a new business. Now, EDP was first introduced in Gujarat in 1970 and was sponsored by the Gujarat Industrial Investment Corporation. The EDPs are based on McClendon's experiment in Kakinada district of Andhra Pradesh, where businessmen were provided with motivation and training. So, first EDP in India, it was in Gujarat in 1970, where, and it was sponsored by Gujarat Industrial Investment Corporation, and this EDP was made or was conducted or was introduced on the basis of this McClellan is a behavioral scientist. He was a behavior scientist, and he has done an experiment for 5 years with some of the entrepreneurs by providing them training, and at last he found that the people, the businessmen were motivated and they were given the training there. So the results were good. So on the basis of his experiment, which he has done in Andhra Pradesh in Kakinada district, Gujarat has introduced first this EDP program in 1970. What is this EDP program? It is a program where all the people who want to become entrepreneur, they are pulled in the same place, and then they are identified, then they are motivated, then they are trained, and a guidance is given to them. So now what is the steps of this EDP, this program? How does it work? So the EDP includes following steps. First step is arrangement of infrastructure. The first thing is, it is done, as I told you, they all are pulled in a same place, right? So they need some infrastructure. Infrastructure means some place, some office, some building, some for conducting this workshop or this program, they need some place. So first of all, they have to make the arrangement of infrastructure. Second thing is selection of potential entrepreneur. Now some potential entrepreneur, now many of them will come, but they have to select out of them. They can't select everyone, there will be limited seats. So second process is of selection. Potential entrepreneur is the person who comes with good ideas, they will select them only. So selection is done of potential entrepreneur. Then identification of enterprise, and they have to find out which type of enterprise he wants to start. So that is identifying of that enterprise. Then actual training program, they are given the actual training program. Okay, suppose this is your idea, now how you will start with it, how much finance will you need, right, and so on. They can help in giving the actual training program. Then selection of training personnel, when they again for giving this training, they will need some training personnel, some training uh, persons who will give the training to such new entrepreneurs. Selection of method of training, we have already learned there are different methods of training, right? Lecture method, demonstration, right? Then such like any of these methods will be which they will feel, they will select this method of training. Then actual training is given to them. Then monitoring and follow up, and they will monitor whether what they have understood from the training, how are the results. Then they will monitor all these things, and they will take the follow up also. Now why this EDP is done, what are the objectives, why there is a need for conducting this EDPs. So the following objectives of EDP are identified. First is to foster entrepreneurial growth in the country. So the first motive of conducting this EDPs are to foster, means to increase the entrepreneurial growth in the country. Second is optimum use of available resources. Whatever resources are available, so people should entrepreneurs should understand how to use those available resources in optimum way. That we have already learned this optimum word many times in our last chapters also. That is in a proper way. There should not be wastage of it, right? Then development of backward regions and improving economic status of socially disadvantaged group. So basically this EDP, some specific areas are covered, so specific regions are selected where these EDP programs are conducted, and they are usually the socially disadvantaged group, that is the low level people are there who are not good in economic status. For them these EDP programs are conducted in specific regions. So to develop such regions, to make these regions, to develop such type of backward regions, to take out the people from there and make them entrepreneur. So that's why it is conducted. Then generation of employment opportunities. So as we have learned very beginning of this chapter, that the first motive of entrepreneurship is that it generates employment opportunities. If you are doing somewhere job, you are working under someone, but if you are having your own business, you are going to employ many workers under you, right? So all of them are going to get job. So whenever one entrepreneur is born, right, whenever the entrepreneur starts its business, he needs a lot of people work to work under him. He alone cannot do everything. He will have to set so many uh, departments like production, selling, marketing, distribution, every accounts. So many people will get job if one entrepreneur starts his business. So generation of employment opportunities are there. Then widening base of small and medium scale industries. Now basically these entrepreneurs who are from the low background region or socially disadvantaged group, cannot open the big businesses like Ambani's and Tata's, but they will go for some small and medium scale business. So it will ultimately going to help you opening some uh, widening the base of small and medium scale industries, right? So these are some of the objectives of EDP. Now moving forward, so in the process of entrepreneurship development, we learn two things. One is the training and one is the EDP programs, right? Now recent initiatives in entrepreneurship development. Now what are the in entrepreneurship development, what are the recent initiatives or recent steps which are taken by the government in India, right? So entrepreneurship is picking up in India. Following are a few initiatives in entrepreneurship development. So it means in India, entrepreneurship is growing day by day, and some of the initiative which is taken is as follows. The first one is Startup of India. Now, what is this Startup India? A startup is defined as an entity having its headquarters in India, which was opened less than 10 years ago and has an annual turnover of less than rupees 100 crore. Under this initiative, the government has already launched the iMade program to help Indian entrepreneurs to build 10 lakh mobile app startups. So startup is any business organization which can be defined as an entity, that is business organization which is having its headquarter in India, means it works in India, and which is opened less than 10 years ago, right? So if this is 2020, that means in 2010 it should not be before 2010, right? So after 2010, whichever business organization which is open in India and which has the headquarter in India and whose annual turnover, means yearly turnover, the yearly business is less than rupees 10 crores, they can be said as a startup, right? Now for taking initiative in these startups, what government has launched is iMade. This full form of this MADE is Mobile App Development Entrepreneurship. Okay, so this program has been taken by the government, launched by the government to help Indian entrepreneurship to build 10 lakh mobile app startups. Means this is specifically for the mobile app startups. So 10 lakh startups has been uh, allowed to start with this program, and the Mudras Bank scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, is an initiative by Indian government which aims to provide microfinance low interest rate loans to entrepreneurs from low socio-economic background. So this Mudra Banks scheme, that is the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, was being initiated by the Indian government to finance the startups, to give them microfinance. Microfinance means small amount finance, and even they will charge the low rate of loans. They will provide the loans to such entrepreneurs who want to start this business under iMade, and they will charge very low interest from the entrepreneurs because they are from the low socio-economic backgrounds. Now, one of the objectives of Indian government is to make India a nation of job creators instead of job seekers. Thus, the government wants to encourage entrepreneurship and to promote innovation. It aims at creating such an ecosystem which will be conducive for the growth of startups in India. Why in India the government has taken this step of iMade is, so the main objective was to make India a nation of job creators instead of job seekers. Who are the job seekers? Those who are unemployed, those who want job. So rather than being unemployed, they can become the person who can create the job. So they are transforming these unemployed people into the entrepreneurs by providing loans or finance through this Mudra Bank scheme, right? So this is an initiative taken by Indian government, because what will happen by this, the unemployment will reduce. Moreover, if a one person from unemployment is becoming an entrepreneur, he will become a job creator, and he can give many people jobs, right? So that is the main motive of Indian government for starting this scheme. Then they also want to promote entrepreneurship and to promote innovation, because again we have learned that entrepreneurship is nothing but innovation. So they want to promote innovation. They want entrepreneur to come up with new ideas and make new products as per the customer's need. Then it aims at creating such an ecosystem which will be conducive for the growth of startup in India. Means just by saying that we have to transform people in entrepreneur will not work out, right? Some people may want to be entrepreneur, but if there is no finance, how they will work out? So they want to create such an ecosystem, in such a environment in which there can be the growth of startups in India. If they are providing with this Mudras Bank scheme, many entrepreneurs from socio-economic background can come and apply for that, and they can take the low interest rate loans, and they can start their startups in India. So ultimately, this scheme was taken by the government to enhance the entrepreneurship, right? Now, Startup India is an initiative of the Government of India. It was launched in 2016. It aims at building an ecosystem which will nurture startups in the country, so that sustainable economic growth and large scale of employment opportunities can be generated. Thus, the Government of India has announced Startup India Action Plan that focus on the following areas. Now, this is an initiative by the Government of India, and it was launched in 2016. Now, what is the aim? As I told you, to make that ecosystem, means making that environment so which will help in nurture. Nurture means to start. Nurture means to think of and starting of that thing, right? So that will nurture startups in the country. So what will happen? This will provide the sustainable economic growth, and large scale employment opportunities will be generated, right? Thus, the Government of India has started this Startup India Action Plan that focus on the following areas. There are some areas which are here. 3 areas they are discussed here: simplification and hand holding. Here, compliance procedure for startups will be made easy. Similarly, if necessary, winding up will also be allowed on fast track basis. Means what? For starting this Startup India Action Plan, they have also made these 3 areas. The first area was simplification and hand holding. That means what? Simple procedures were introduced for startups. Compliance procedures means for starting any company, there are some legal procedures. They have to register themselves, and then the compliance means to starting of any enterprise, whatever is the procedure, you cannot directly start it. There are some legal procedures, right? So this compliance, this startup procedures जो भी है startup के लिए, it was made easy. And similarly, if they want to wind it up means close that business, then also that can be done on a fast track basis. So opening and closing of business both is handled under this area, that is simplification and hand holding. Second is funding, support and incentive. Then government will participate in funding process indirectly, as well as tax exemptions will be allowed in capital gain and income tax, etc. So funding support, that is like Mudra scheme and all, the government will help them in funding process indirectly, and then again they will also give them incentives also. Means once they are giving the loans at low interest rate, whereas if they have taken the loan, it will be included in the tax exemption also. उसके ऊपर उनको टैक्स भी पे नहीं करना पड़ेगा. कोई कैपिटल गेन भी होता है तो उस पर भी टैक्स पे नहीं करना पड़ेगा. So that is the double effect for this. So funding, support and incentives. Once they, on the one hand they are funding them, that is giving loan, and second hand they are giving them tax exemption, that is incentives. Then the third one is industry academic partnership and incubation. Under this initiative, government is proposing to introduce Startup Fest to provide pre-incubation training to set up incubators with the help of private sector to launch innovation focused programs for students and so on. So industry and what is called as academia partnership and incubation means in the academic places like in the colleges, right, they will ask the private sector to launch some startup fest, right. Fest means where they can invite the students to come, and they provide them pre-incubation training. They can invite the students to attend this pre-incubation training, means just a starting training, just to give them an idea how to start and become an entrepreneur, start a business. So basically this is for the school students, college students, academic students are provided with pre-incubation training, and they to set up incubators with the help of private sector. And here government has asked private sector to conduct this startup fest in the colleges or in the academic areas. So here what will happen, even the students who are just going to clear out from the college, they will get an idea. Everyone will not become the job seeker. Some of them can be transferred to become as job creator also, right, after attending this incubation training. So government has taken these three areas to make this startup action plan successful. First was simplification and hand holding, means to make it simple starting and ending process. Then funding, support and incentives, that is they are providing them funds as well as they are also giving them incentives. And third thing was industry, that is academic places. In academic places, private sector was asked to invite students, or they have asked to introduce startup fest where students can come and have a pre-incubation training for becoming entrepreneurs. So today we will stop here only. For tomorrow we will start with objectives of startups. Thank you.